Because I think around our time, it's more like dinner.
Yeah. I guess we only had chili. We've been trying to eat more vegetarian lately. The problem is it's just not quite as immediately filling, which is hard.
Well, I don't know.
remember
You
this
said
map.
you had the Impossible Burger, and I'd heard part of the way that they, like, achieved the meatiness to it was to add, like, hemoglobin to it to make the plants essentially produce blood.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Well, I think
That's
it's not really
funky.
blood, but, like, it's, like, imitating components of blood to, like, get
Give
the
it
same
flavor.
flavor, so...
Interesting. Oh, the music's pretty for this area.
it is. Wait, what? Are they not coming? Oh, we have flyers coming in, by the way.
The music for this right now is, I think, the, like, Dungeon Defenders 1 first level intro build phase. Or is it finale? No.
Can I
It's
get
just the
some
intro one.
upchuck?
You
yeah.
want... Okay.
Barf on me. Thank. Okay, can you guys double check, or is this actually optimum tower placement? One thing I noticed is they don't seem to come up this back way.
Yeah, they're not.
I'm just gonna put a barricade here just in case. We'll just have to keep an eye on
this
it.
one is fully exposed.
They probably...
Oh wait, no, there's that you
So
put
where
there.
you just put
okay.
up that barricade, Wander,
Yeah.
I think they split where you have this bouncer here. They'll come
But
up
you
and
don't.
they'll go
There's
They
no
back
could
there.
come up
path.
here. They could come
I don't-
up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
gonna
they
leave
get
it
there
there, but I
without
don't
getting past that
see a
bouncer is the main
path.
one.
Oh.
Oh, they
question.
could just, like, skip right through all of that, couldn't they? They
The
could go, like, a really
problem.
suboptimal path and get around to it.
Guess who just put down all the defenses is the wrong guy.
Ah.
Again. I was like, wait a second, why is this thing just bad? This seems decidedly incorrect.
Is that Squire's spin ability good?
We'll find out. Well.
Right, where are they coming from? Up there?
Yeah, keep an eye out for flyers. Because I know there are flyers, I don't know where they're going.
Whoa, who's this guy? He's like an assassin.
Yeah. See if you can kill it. Don't stand next to it, because he doesn't actually attack it as much.
Okay.
Help. Guys.
I'm trying to repair this thing of yours. Which
Not
core is
super
it?
important right now.
Oh, okay. There's a...
Yeah. My towers are beefy enough that they don't need...
Yeah, it's a Drake over here. For some reason, I
Yeah.
had the longest reload time.
Oh, that's why you can't just switch characters to reload.
Yeah, because you can't do it mid-combat.
That's
I hadn't realized that. I was back
That's
at the tavern goofing around.
that's
It makes
tragic.
sense.
Yeah,
It would
it
have been
makes
funny,
total sense.
but it's a good thing they didn't do it, because otherwise...
Oh.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this crystal lost about half its health.
It's fine. We're fine. The first level is all about gambling crystal health, right? I'm just gonna drop a bunch of gems wherever you are, Wander. There you are.
Where is he? Up here?
Thank you.
What happened?
I managed to find a small area between a bridge and a roof, and I jumped between it and died.
AK, whoops.
I wouldn't call it completely unintentional. I looked at it and I was like, is that a hiding spot or a death trap? And the answer was death trap, so it's good to figure it out now rather than later, right?
Oh, I see. Yeah, they do have areas that it shows where the flyers come from.
Yep. Okay. That should be
Good.
good. Just about. Trying to think of what is more overkill.
Clouds are pretty in the skybox. Pretty painterly.
Okay,
Simple.
there we go. Overkill has been achieved. Let's go.
Alright. Have we all entered
Oh.
the combat phase?
1 second. I just noticed. It's fine. I just spotted a spot where flyers would be coming in for the other crystal. I'm like, oh no, I am not prepared for that. Well, that actually worked out in a way, sort of. This is a bad place to be. Yeah, watch out for the assassins. They will
Yep,
they
I
will
see.
ignore walling and towers and come to just murder you. They hurt. Okay, seems to be going a
There's
lot
some
fast.
flyers.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we have to worry about them.
I'll just handle the flyers, right?
Works. I don't even... No, it does look like they're coming to attack you.
Yeah, they'll ignore everything in order to get some of this. I'm the battle wizard.
Get a nice nibble of that hat.
I do like how the hat, like
The hat
in the
is so
opening
much
sequence,
cooler
you can't see
looking.
the top of it, so it looks like the hat's like eating his head, and he's not happy about it.
I will admit, we were kind of complaining about the Squire versus the Apprentice. The Apprentice looks actually kind of okay. Comparatively.
Comparatively, I like the way the Apprentice looks. I think he looks kind of like fun and adorable, which I think they kind of like. It was a swing and a miss for the Squire. Aside
Well-
from that face melding mask, I think that was a true gem. Everything else I could leave though. But the face melding mask, perfection.
See, oh man. Okay, so I've been reading a manga here and there about a guy who he's a dragon slayer or it's a dragon slayer. Where he has silver in his blood, which makes him extra lethal to dragons. Which,
like dragons are werewolves in this universe?
yeah, kind of. That
Okay.
to really harm a dragon, you need to have silver, like a silver sword. Or whoops, I guess I'm playing Muck then. Or in this case, case, he like managed to fuse with his sword after years and years of training. It's very anime stuff, but there's a character who has like the special ability to see things like clearly. So like if you're hiding your true self, she'll be able to like figure it out. And so she takes one look at him, and he's just a sword from like shoulder up, like a sword hilt. And she, of course, has fallen madly in love with him as a result of the fact that she can only see him as a sword.
Really?
Really into that sword.
Yeah, Shell, do not fight these guys near the core because they're not actually hitting
slash the core, yeah.
Yeah, they do an AoE. Hang out in front of towers because then they just get killed. But like, I would be super down with the Squire design if they had like a mode that makes it so your weapon is just like replaces your face.
But then you
I'd be
able to
all
see
about that.
You won't be able to see that sweet, sweet mug with iron.
There's a
formed around it.
necromancer.
Oh no, it would still have the face, but it would just be a sword.
Yeah. But would it have the mouth mask?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just the sword. The sword would have a mouth and maybe eyes. I could leave the eyes. It's really the.
Does it show you in the anime? Does it show you what this character looks like from her perspective?
Yes.
And it's like that's not natural or normal or anything, and it's
yeah.
like,
Nobody else knows what she sees him as, but you do as the reader, and it's amazing. I want to read that manga. I can go find it in a bit. It's mostly good. It's a little slow, and the plot's really slowed down lately.
The curse of things that aren't already just all out already. Have I noticed in this game that the loot gets like only good at the like later rounds, and before that it's kind of worthless? Okay.
Yeah. I have that beef with a lot of games in this genre where it's just like, here's a billion items, and I'm just like, I just don't
It's
want...
just money fodder right now.
Okay. Here. I'm gonna very quickly try and look that up.
Oh, and this kind of gets back to our discussion about randomly generated items just being kind of like blasé, right? And samey. Because I don't think it needed to be, right? Like, there could be randomly generated things with, like, real interest to them, but they need to be, like, kind of sparingly doled out.
Yeah, it reminds me of how when we'd play Borderlands, there'd be some really awesome combinations of not only, like, gun variety, but then the type of shots that they used, the elements that they had combined inside them and such. But the problem is with that, there was so much loot that if you found a gun that you really liked, but its stats weren't high enough, I don't know if there was a way to level them or something, but I think you just had to get rid of them and find something similar, which is sad because I'd rather dismantle them for the specific upgrades.
Right. I'm thinking back to Diablo 2, actually, which I guess there were, like, certain unique or, like, other items that weren't randomly generated. But I do remember in the game enjoying, like, occasionally you'd find something that was, like, cast Frost Nova on hit, like, 6% of the time or stuff like that.
So it would have special spell effects and stuff.
Yeah, but, part of the success of that was that Diablo 2 had a lot of really interesting spells, right?
Yeah.
That, like, there was, like, a lot of characters' abilities were very different from each other in, like, flavor for how it felt playing them. And that was, like, a lot of what made that game so good. And I think in some ways kind of the failure of Diablo 3 was that, like, the abilities the characters got weren't quite as interesting. I don't know. Maybe people feel differently about Diablo 3, but I feel like a big part of it was it felt like you were playing a monk basically no matter how you built the monk. Whereas before, like...
There are 2 assassins over here.
So I will say the one thing that kind of happened in later Diablo 3, like most recently, is that they have set bonuses that affect your skills in kind of that manner.
Okay.
But it still wasn't quite the same.
But I don't know, maybe Diablo 3 felt different just because it's like gaming's kind of like changed over time. Oh my goodness.
Have you actually played Diablo 3?
Watch out, assassins
Yeah,
behind
we
me
played
and ogre in front
the
of
whole
me.
thing. I
But
think I played
recently.
through it all the way to like hell mode. Not recently though, so it's changed a
Yeah,
lot.
so it has changed so much
Okay,
since
cool.
then.
That's pretty cool then.
Oh, that's an ogre.
Yep, that's what I was saying. There's also Necromancer, apparently.
Yep, I died. By the way, the manga that I'm talking about is Ragna Crimson, I think. I think that's it. Or Ragna something or other. I was sitting there being like, silver? No, it's not silver. It's not argent. It's... And Ragna Crimson, I think? It has been a little while since I've seen it. It's like a monthly, so it doesn't go up that often, unfortunately. But I do remember it being quite good. Okay, so it looks... Do we have any other spots where ogres are coming out? No, just that lower section.
No.
Okay.
There's 3 assassins from this one. Oh, there's a bunch of
Should I
people.
just upgrade stuff around where the ogre is, or what should I do with all this gems?
I'm just getting a pair of deadly striker towers. But yeah, just keep upgrading stuff. I think that's the best immediate option. Let's see, item box.
Okay. Did it.
Okay, I'm just gonna stick with that guy. But yeah, it's like one of the recent-ish chapters that had the sword face thing, if somebody wants to find that for me. Otherwise, I can go find it in a bit. I'm just obviously a bit distractible. Okay, yeah, so we were talking about procedurally generated items and whatnot. I just...
Well, what about the game, there's a lot of advances in AI that are kind of interesting in what they could do for gaming. So what about the game Infinite Dungeon 2? I'd heard that used, like, procedurally generated, like, dialogue or things like that.
Ah.
Infinite Dungeon 2? Or, you're talking about AI Dungeon.
Oh, maybe it's AI Dungeon, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
Did it work?
I heard it's funny. Like,
okay.
You can kind of just do whatever in it, but it's not that any of it is actually, like, amazing. It's mostly just kind of like, I'm gonna fight the moon, and it, like, does its best to let you.
Okay.
Let's see, ready whenever?
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm ready.
I like the auto loot because it makes pop noises. It's like boop, 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 as I, like, get the item I was looking for. But yeah, I feel like some level of artificial intelligence could actually be really cool with procedurally generating equipment. Because usually what it does is it just, like, you know, it's just like, it does this amount of damage. It has this fire rate. It maybe has a second projectile. It does, like, an element damage, and that's it. By the way, it seems like the assassins are really focused on one of you two sometimes.
Oh yeah, I had one where, like, I got jumped by, I think, like, 3 or 4 of them.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
What's up?
Oh, I just noticed that like one of your towers got blown up. That's all.
Oh, which? Oh, my fire tower that was here. Yeah, it was a little too close up. I put it there so it wouldn't like get blocked by stuff, but that made it primo ogre.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That was a lot of damage. Assassins.
Fight him in front of the towers.
Yep. That's what I'm doing. There you go.
But yeah, I find usually when I'm playing games with procedurally generated loot, I lose interest really fast. Or I say to myself, like, here's the one gun that was procedurally generated so far that I really like. And everything else so far has been kind of bleh.
Yeah.
And so for like Borderlands, for example, what I will do is just scale my gun up with level until I find something that is comparably interesting. Because that's generally way preferable to...
Which core is under attack?
Mine, I think. The upper one. It was just 2 assassins bopping around. Dang! Somebody's been upgrading.
Someone's been upgrading what?
Oh, just a number of these towers are very high level.
Are you at the middle one?
Yeah, I was just like, wow.
That was me.
I was mostly focused on just putting stuff down on the ground, and it's like, oh.
I upgrade things a lot because I'm often just like in the middle of things with my mana bomb, and I get a lot of gems from that.
That would make... Oh, that makes sense. Woo! This one-shots orcs. That's satisfying.
Ooh, so I went to a hockey game this week.
Oh. Like
Wander, do you
Bruins?
remember when we went to like a hockey game when we were kids, and they spent like a third of the game beating each other up?
Yep.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single fight. None. It was very different.
My assumption is that sort of thing is... I'm not necessarily going to say frowned upon nowadays, but it's one of those where, like...
Oh, definitely. I don't think that should be happening.
Well,
I bet it's kind of...
So, they definitely played up the fights in this, like, pump video that they played beforehand. And then, like, apparently they fine people for fighting now, so, like, actually they don't really want you fighting. But it's still in the pump-up video beforehand. It's, like, the players beating each other up, and you're just, like... And then there was, like, somebody who was, like, itching for a fight the whole game. They were like, come on, hit him! And, like, they never did.
That's probably for the best.
That's how I
Glorifying,
felt.
like, fighting people is kind of dumb.
Yeah, I wouldn't have felt good about... I mean, not that I paid money to watch it, because we got free Bruins tickets through my girlfriend's company, but, I still wouldn't feel good, like, patronizing that particular thing.
Oh, no. And I actually wonder at what point you're going to start to see the end of boxing and a number of other... I remember in the span of a week, there was something along the lines of 2 or 3 boxers had died spontaneously because of, like, hemorrhaging and stuff after, like, matches.
I mean,
and
if they keep pushing violence out of other sports, people go to boxing for the sake of the violence to it. Like, that's a large part of what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I would wonder if it doesn't almost, like, increase boxing's popularity to push it out of, like, hockey. I mean, that being said, there might be legislation against it eventually, and I don't know how that would happen. I mean, it's not necessarily good to have, like, lots of underground boxing rings either, but I don't know. I don't know what the state of the, like, industry is in.
I'm just looking forward to the point where robots are cheap and easily accessible, so we can go back to, like, violent sports.
Fighting robots.
Is BattleBots still a thing?
I think so, yeah. Not
it
televised
doesn't feel
as
like
much.
It's as popular as it was anymore. But maybe
Is
we
that
just
the
need,
last
like...
level, or is there one more?
Maybe we just need more, like, violent robots.
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of that Hugh Jackman
we got one
film
more.
that we had watched at one point, where he had a boxing bot of some sort.
Ooh, that's what we need. We need AI-driven fighting bots.
Yeah, exactly.
No remote controls. They just gotta go in there, figure out who their enemy is, and fight them.
Yeah. I would love to see that.
One of my favorite shows growing up was Metabots. I thought that was cute.
Oh, I remember this level. This level is rough.
Oh, this is pretty. I like the stained glass artwork.
This is... Oh, this looks nice. Hey, look! Here's what our characters would look like if they weren't dorks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, look! This character is actually wearing clothing.
Yeah, look, the knight has pants! And not Crocs.
I think I would have been pretty into the knight getting epic level, but, like, never putting on those pants. I mean, just look at the monk, right? Never put on a shirt.
Yeah. You don't need,
Well,
need
at
it.
least the elf
Look at
isn't
those
bare
chiseled
shoulders and midriff and
everythings.
everything.
You could bounce a sword
That
off
knight
of that.
looks awesome. Look at him.
I mean, they're just trying to sell you DLC again, right? Wasn't that what it was last time? You just...
And you know what? I am sold and it doesn't even exist, which pisses me off.
Soon. Alright.
Alright, you know the drill. Money me.
Money!
Thank.
What level are you now? Can I see that?
22.
I'm level
22.
17.
I'm level 17 as well. Yeah, I guess Shell and I are just leveling the same level.
Alternatively. No, I shouldn't do this. I was thinking, what if I just, like, what if we just concentrated all of our defenses right here? And I thought, oh yeah, the elves are probably just gonna shoot it.
Yeah, I was thinking some of them have range. Some of them have AoE. But I do like the thought of just this giant, like, death zone.
It works in other games.
Oh yeah, let's see. Some of them come from this upper level here. I guess they loop around.
I'm gonna just use my bouncer traps, seeing as they do a decent amount of damage.
Was it customary for queens to sit on the left side? I always thought that it was to the right.
I wouldn't know.
Well, let's think of chess. Where do you typically place them in opposite sides, though? Let's see.
Yeah, in chess they have to mirror each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I wouldn't know which way is the correct one.
Well, so they're both... One is one way, one is the other, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I remember.
Oh no, but right, because it's mirrored. Yeah. I don't remember which is which.
Did you guys ever like playing chess growing up? I know that my brother and I played it a lot.
I played it some with my dad when I was in high school, actually. It was probably the most I ever played. I was trying to get to be, like, a decent player of chess, and before I started playing with him, I played one of my friends in high school, and he won. And then I played with my dad some, and afterwards, like, my friend was not anywhere close to where I was.
Okay.
But then, like, so my girlfriend's family, like, in particular, her younger brother and her father are, like, incredibly good at chess and Go. And they play those games against each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear that if I really wanted to be, like, at the amateur level of competitive chess, I would have, like, already missed the opportunity.
Not exactly in the same vein, but I think there's a game you'd actually rather like called Demon Crawl, which is Minesweeper, but is a roguelike.
Minesweeper wasn't really a great game.
It is actually really interesting. It's a lot of pattern recognition and probability. And throw that in with some, like, roguelike mechanics and it actually gets super fun.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that a take on Minesweeper could be good, but I don't think Minesweeper itself was such a great game.
So I was reading about Minesweeper and like the complexity at higher level, and it's actually like pretty nuts.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just that, like, I don't know, I just remember playing Minesweeper and, like, working through the optimal strategy in certain ways, and it was just, like, there were certain points where you're just like, well, I don't have enough information to do anything other than, like, click something, and then you lose, and you're like, well, that kind of wasn't that interesting.
Yeah, and so that's where this game gets a little bit better, because, one, you don't just insta-lose, you actually have some health and armor and, like, mitigation, so you're not, like, totally doomed
Yeah.
if you goof.
I think that the thing I want to stress is it wasn't goofing in the original Minesweeper. It was just like...
Well, yeah, there are certain points where it is just a 50-50 and good luck.
Yeah. So maybe I'll read up a little bit more on the strategy and see if, like, that changes my mind at all about it as a game. I believe in the genre of game, though. Is it a solved game? Is Minesweeper something you can mathematically solve?
There are patterns, but there are certain points where you actually do just have to guess.
No, but I mean, like, when I say solved game, I mean the optimal play style is, like, known and can be followed algorithmically.
Yes, you can make Minesweeper bots and stuff.
Sure, but like, I'm not saying like just making a bot. I'm saying, is the optimal play known?
I believe so.
Okay, because like a good example is like chess. They've proven like optimal play for it leads to a tie. For checkers, they've proven that, but chess is too complex. They haven't been able to prove that as far as I know. And then Go is even more complex. And that's kind of a big,
they have made
like,
a bot, though, that was able to beat some champions.
Well, yeah, and that's the interesting thing is that, like, humans can't beat AI at chess or Go anymore. But the AI isn't playing, like, optimal games of chess or Go. So, like, theoretically you could train an even better AI. But if you're playing checkers, no AI will beat a checkers bot. Like, it's a solved game. The checkers bot will either win or tie against you. You cannot beat it, just like in tic-tac-toe.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is War Games 2 is checkers.
Well, yeah, I think that would be something that it could have done. But I was just curious if Minesweeper had the same sort of, like, we algorithmically know of the solution already.
Yeah, I'm trying to think on that one, because it's one of those that it's not as complex as Go.
No. I'm sure we could build a pretty kick-ass AI at it. But the solutions of deep learning that we did will, like, never prove that it has optimal play. We'll just only be able to observe it empirically from it.
I wonder if they could play things like Stratego. Probably.
Oh, yeah. Ego, yeah, no problem.
How
Hey,
about
Nathan.
blue?
Do you got any barf for me?
Yeah.
Thank.
Clue is a fun one. Though I wish there was more roleplay involved in Clue. It was always just guessing. And it would be fun if there was more of a murder mystery aspect to it.
Did you ever see the Clue movie?
Yeah.
Because that movie was really charming.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay.
I guess, now that I think of it more, Stratego actually does have an element that, like, chess and Go don't have, and that it's a closed information version of chess. And you get to choose the board setup initially. And I think,
because you're the ones that you're placing your mines and such.
yeah, I think you could still do it, but it does strike me that it's not such an immediately obvious answer like I initially thought. It's probably doable, just it might actually be harder than chess. But one of the things an AI would do really well is remember which pieces are which. Which is like, probably any like sufficiently skilled player can do that as well, though. So it's probably not that big of an advantage.